Osasco, Sao Paulo metropolitan area, Brazil. Rocam motorcycle officers attempted a traffic stop on a motorcyclist traveling through dense city traffic. The rider, an unidentified male, possibly with a passenger in similar reports, failed to comply and immediately fled, initiating a pursuit through busy urban streets. The chase moved through heavy traffic, intersections, and narrow roads, with both the suspect and the Rocam officer navigating tight gaps at high speed. Despite repeated attempts to escape using traffic congestion, the rider eventually began losing control in the confined city layout. The pursuit ended after the suspect was contained in the urban grid and taken into custody without further escalation. Possible charges, based on typical Brazilian legal classification: failure to obey a police order, dangerous/reckless driving, endangering public safety, traffic evasion/fleeing law enforcement, illegal maneuvering in traffic, lane splitting, improper overtakes. No official full charge list was provided in the available reports. Osasco, Sao Paulo, Brazil. On an afternoon in Osasco, motorcycle officers attempted a traffic stop on a motorcyclist who immediately failed to comply and fled through dense city traffic. The rider, an unidentified male, weaved through vehicles and intersections in an attempt to escape, while officers maintained visual contact throughout the pursuit. As the chase moved into tighter urban streets, the rider began to lose control due to limited space and heavy traffic conditions. The pursuit ended when the suspect was stopped and taken into custody without further escalation. Possible charges: fleeing and eluding police, reckless driving, failure to obey lawful order, endangering public safety, traffic violations. Osasco, Sao Paulo, Brazil, afternoon hours. A Rocam motorcycle officer attempts a routine traffic stop, but the rider has other plans and immediately takes off into dense city traffic. The suspect, an unidentified male, weaves through cars, squeezes through tight gaps, and treats traffic laws like suggestions. The officer stays right behind him, matching every move through busy streets and narrow urban roads. As the chase pushes deeper into tighter areas, space runs out, and so does luck. The rider loses control, bringing the pursuit to an end. He's taken into custody without further escalation. Possible charges include fleeing police, reckless driving, endangering public safety, and multiple traffic violations. Another classic case of "I can outrun the police" versus reality. Canberra, Australia, December 23, 2022. Police in Canberra responded to reports of a man riding an electric scooter at extreme speed along Majura Parkway. The rider, later identified as 38-year-old James Cole, was allegedly reaching speeds close to 100 kilometers per hour on a vehicle not designed for highway use. Officers attempted to stop him, but Cole refused to comply and continued riding at high speed. He then moved onto a cycle path, where his actions forced several cyclists to abruptly stop and clear the way to avoid a collision.
Stay there.
The pursuit lasted only a few minutes before the rider lost control and was stopped by police without further resistance. During the arrest, Cole reportedly stated he was rushing to work and feared losing his job. A subsequent drug test indicated the presence of illegal substances in his system. Possible charges included failing to stop for police, dangerous driving, driving under the influence of drugs, and endangering public safety. In court, ACT Magistrates Court, Cole pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 4 months imprisonment, with part of the sentence suspended under supervision. A short chase, with very expensive consequences for just being late for work.
334 side.
Bibb County, Georgia, March 3, 2022, approximately 6:54 p.m. A trooper observed a blue dirt bike traveling on public roads near Sherling Drive and New Clinton Road without a helmet and operating in a reckless manner. When emergency lights were activated for a traffic stop, the rider immediately fled, initiating a short pursuit. The suspect, later identified as Zachary Trayvon Pryor Hicks, continued through city streets at speed, running traffic signals and weaving through residential areas while attempting to evade officers. Additional units assisted as the pursuit moved through multiple roads. After several evasive maneuvers, the rider lost control of the dirt bike and fell. Officers quickly moved in and the suspect was taken into custody following a brief resistance. The motorcycle was found to be unregistered and uninsured. Possible charges: fleeing and eluding law enforcement, reckless driving, failure to obey traffic control devices, operating an unregistered vehicle, operating without insurance, no helmet where required, resisting arrest, if applicable based on resistance during detention.
If you wish. If you cannot afford a lawyer.
Orange County, Florida, July 12, 2024, around 1:15 a.m. A Florida Highway Patrol trooper observed a motorcycle without a license plate near Silver Star Road and Apopka Vineland Road. When the rider noticed law enforcement, he made an illegal U-turn over a median at a red light and immediately fled. The suspect accelerated into a high-speed pursuit through city streets, reaching speeds over 100 miles per hour in a 45 miles per hour zone. During the chase, he ran multiple red lights, crossed medians, and briefly entered wrong-way lanes, creating serious risk for other drivers.
Channel 3, 1033 traffic at this time. Number 1728, 1031.
The pursuit ended when troopers were able to safely stop the motorcycle near Colonial Drive. The rider, identified as Tajay Anthony Haynes, was arrested and transported to jail. Possible charges: fleeing and eluding, high speed, reckless driving, driving without motorcycle endorsement, unregistered vehicle, failure to obey traffic signals, wrong-way driving, excessive speeding, short chase, long list of bad decisions. Lee County, Florida, June 17, 2024, approximately 9:35 a.m. A Florida Highway Patrol trooper observed a black motorcycle on Interstate 75 with a partially obscured and unreadable license plate, traveling at a high rate of speed and weaving through traffic. The trooper initially paced the motorcycle before attempting a traffic stop using emergency lights and sirens. The rider refused to stop and continued northbound at speeds exceeding 120 miles per hour, crossing lanes, riding in the bike lane, and endangering other motorists. During the pursuit, the motorcycle collided with the front right of the patrol vehicle before continuing onto a sidewalk. The trooper attempted to contain the rider, but the motorcycle ultimately lost control and came to rest after being laid down, ending the pursuit. The rider, identified as Joseph Stanley Jerez Owens, was taken into custody following brief resistance. He was charged with fleeing and eluding law enforcement, high speed, under Florida law, and transported for medical evaluation before being booked into jail. A high-speed chase that escalated from traffic violations to a collision within seconds. Bowie County, Texas, Texarkana area, April 27, 2025, approximately 16:33 to 16:45. A deputy observed a blue and white Suzuki motorcycle being operated without required protective eyewear and ran a license check, which indicated the vehicle was uninsured. When emergency lights were activated for a traffic stop, the rider, later identified as Kylip Reinhardt, immediately fled. The pursuit escalated onto State Line Avenue and into Texas, reaching speeds around 110 to 120 miles per hour while weaving through traffic. The rider continued onto Interstate 30, maintaining extremely high speeds and creating multiple dangerous near collisions with civilian vehicles. As officers attempted to contain the motorcycle, contact was made between a patrol unit and the bike during repeated intervention attempts.
Orange shirt, Fords, speeds 110. Hopping onto I-30. Speed's 100, passing about the 218. 217, speed's 95. He's throwing his hands up.
Do you have any Texas units near you?
I don't know. I can't talk to him.
Early County around, GPS around, notified.
Exit 213, speed's 95. Passing the 215 mile marker, speed's 97. He's giving it all it's got. I might try to take this exit 213 here.
25, you can get where you can end it. Go ahead and end it.
Took the exit, stand by. Knocked him off the road. He's gonna go back northbound on Larry Road.
25, do what you have to do to end it. We don't need to keep going anymore, else we'll just 22, but end it.
Pull over. Pull over. Pull over. We might be stopping at Bend Road. Eastbound on 2148, speed 70. Tried to run him off the road. We're back north on 2148.
Are you able to give updates to Texas? I'm on the phone with him right now.
Pull over. Off-road
The rider continued fleeing through rural roads and into a grassy field before losing control after a final intervention attempt. The motorcycle crashed into a wooded area, and the rider fled on foot. He was quickly located, tased, and taken into custody without further incident. Charges issued: felony fleeing and eluding law enforcement, reckless driving, driving under the influence, DWI suspicion based on odor statement, driving on a suspended license, no insurance, failure to wear required protective eyewear, endangering public safety. Thanks for riding with us here on Mind Rush. Hit subscribe, drop a like, and don't go too far, because the next one gets even crazier. As always, this footage is shown for documentary and educational purposes. We do not support reckless behavior, crime, or putting innocent people in danger. Drop the wildest moment in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.